As long as the public does not seem to realize there is something bad about not behaving well on our roads, we will run the risk all the time of losing people and precious lives, like the ones we lost, the 55 of them that we lost the other day. So that we'll be reacting to a situation, we implement these rules, and as you drive at 100 kilometers per hour, you find a bus passing you, then you wonder now, this bus that has just passed us and seems to be moving at 140, what happened to the speed governors? They are supposed to be moving at 80 kilometers per hour. So we hope, and we do want to support those who are enforcing the laws, but we also need to inculcate in our people that it's always good behavior to respect the users other than yourself when you're on the road. And it's not even about the road alone, it's about every other place. You see nowadays, I like the discipline that people do in the bank, that when you go to the bank, regardless of your status, you wait for the person to be served, then you go. Now, we need to inculcate in the entire society these good manners. Otherwise, we'll be enforcing laws, we'll be talking about Michuki, after Michuki, Matiang'i, after Matiang'i, Macharia, after Macharia, somebody else. But the issue is, let us attack it from our society.
Very, very good point. I mean, in terms of rules have existed, they've been there, but you have to change people's mindsets when it comes to, you know, how they behave on the roads. 91% of road accidents in Kenya are caused by human-related causes, you know, when it comes to speeding or overlapping. How do we change people's behavior?
It's quite sad. You know, Kenya is a reactive state. It's a reactive country. That after something has happened, we'll always come up with solutions and revive the laws that have not been implemented before or have not been enforced. And you realize, worst case scenario where deaths have occurred, we'll consult families and say, okay, we're going to bring the culprits to book and stuff like that, and, you know, take care of the burial expenses and stuff like that. And we take 2 steps behind, wait again for a major accident to happen, then again come out and do something. You saw that one again in Naivasha, where the president himself, you know, ordered an erection of, you know, a speed bump because of the accident that had happened along the Naivasha road. So we are quite a reactive state, and it's quite sad. But in my opinion, we need to start enforcing. Okay, we need to now start working on our, you know, machineries and systems. It's not about the laws, it's actually about the systems. We've identified laws with human beings. You see, now we are calling these Michuki traffic regulations. Like you well put it, we are going to have now probably Matiang'i, you know, or someone else. It's about personality, it's not about the system. If this was taken as a system, that this is a system, we couldn't be talking about, you know, Michuki rules. Now that he passed on, they went with him. It's not about Michuki. It's actually about the discipline, the discipline that we need to have. I have actually sponsored a bill in Parliament to have driving, you know, classes offered in our high school students, even if it's theory. Like they need to be told from the basic. It should actually be something that, you know, people should actually be examined, so that we have our students who are young, in their 14, 15, 16, 17, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, learn and see what happens on the road. They need to know, you know, I've realized that there's a lot of corruption even on our driving schools. People do not do exams. People do not go for driving, practical driving for a month. You get a car for 2 days, or 3 days, or 4 days. You learn that one. You bribe a police officer with 5,000. You get a driving license. You buy your car. You drive for about 4 you know, years. You probably graduate to a bigger car, and you cause an accident on the road. That is the sad reality. But if we start working on our children who are in primary school or high school, teach them on the basics on how to behave on the road, because what we are doing right now, we are cutting a tree from the branches. We actually need to start downwards from the stem.
I mean, very good. I mean, people also complain about the law enforcers themselves. police officers. They complain about laxity on the roads, they complain about corruption. They are very key stakeholders in ensuring that this actually happens. Gabriel, how do we ensure that they do their jobs as well? Who's policing the police?
Victoria, actually, that's a very good question. The only thing that doesn't come to play is a social responsibility. And you see, the question that you actually posed, why it makes a lot of sense is because, like Mheshimiwa Kirwa said, it's not that we have a shortage of laws. Statistical data has proven time to time again that the major leading causes of the accidents on our roads, drunk driving, or rather reckless driving, actually those are two, drunk driving and reckless driving. Then you have unworthy vehicles on our roads. You have overspeeding, which is like the #1 thing. So there are laws by nature that have been put there. The only thing, Vicky, is that people can get away with it. And like Mheshimiwa Silvanus is saying, the corruption element is what is continuing to kill Kenyans by droves. You know why? When a policeman will allow an unworthy vehicle, you look at the tires and you can tell these tires are finished. And by the way, this car, it's a PSV and it's carrying 30 or 50 or 100 people. And you allow it to go, it goes to another roadblock, it passes. Do you know what you're creating? That is actually an accident looking for a place to happen, and you continue allowing it. That is the administrative factor. Coming now to the social responsibility, it's me and you. And this has played out so many times. It is funny, but this is the truth. When you're driving probably to work with your car, if you've ever noticed, you're very careful. And here you will be cussing on matatus. But when you're in that matatu, things changes. Things change by design. Where driver tunachelewa? Why are you moving slow? So that is a social aspect. The other thing, when you're entering an overcrowded vehicle, what are you thinking? You should say, when a driver is overspeeding and you're seated there, you should not be championing him to kanyaga gari. You should be saying, boss, better late than never. Let us arrive there alive, like they say. So there's that social aspect that we are not practicing. At the end of the day, it is very funny that we point fingers, not fully well knowing that we are also part of it. When you look at the technology, the facet that technology plays in our world today, when Michuki came and standardized the vehicles, the technology, you realize it took speed governors. It took some time before people went around it. They knew how to switch them off and they knew to remove them out of their cars. Partly sometimes you would see the speed governor on the vehicle, but it's not active. In other places, immediately you overspeed, it sends a red flag to the authorities. And guess what? The next stop, you're pulled over. And they read to you the charge sheet. By there, you are removed from that vehicle. You know why? They want to save lives. And you know, as we move along, that is why, if you look all across the world, why air travel becomes safer and safer and safer and safer. Almost every year, is because they learn from their accidents. If an accident happened, it will be a multi-sectoral, it will be it's serious advancement. You have people from Boeing, you have people from FAA, I mean, everybody coming to know, why did this accident happen? Who is to blame? Was it pilot error? Was it weather? And so out of that, they come up with a solution and they say, if it's something that needs to be changed in all those aircrafts, they are grounded, and until that particular technology is fixed, no plane will take off. That is the kind of standardization we should come to, mostly and mainly to our PSVs. Vicky, I can guarantee you here, and I agree with you 110%, it is not because we do not have rules and regulations. It's just because people have made it a habit of getting away with it. The corruption is too much that people get away with everything.